Jersey Shore, looking down on the boardwalk and the Atlantic City Convention Center here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where inside a nice crowd has gathered for the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship bout between Prince Charles Williams and Bobby Czyz, and we'll also be bringing you another heavyweight fight between Tommy Morrison and Steve Zowski. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dan Deerdorf, and we're glad you're with us for an exciting afternoon of boxing. But first things first, and that's to cover today's top sports story, and that's Bobby Czyz. And for Williams, it's his third title defense, and he won the title from Bobby Czyz with a 10th round TKO back in '87, and he desperately wants this network exposure. And for Bobby Czyz, he was bitterly disappointed by that loss to Williams. That could have been his big money item. He could have been right into maybe a match with Tommy Hearns or a Hagler, but he's lost 3 of his last 5 fights, and could this maybe be the end of the road for Bobby Czyz if he loses? And working with me again, of course, my partner, Alex Wallow. And Alex, a tremendous amount at stake for both these fighters.
We say that about a lot of fights, but it's especially true today, Dan. Prince Charles Williams is a prince who wants to be king of the light heavyweight division. He says he's the best, and an impressive win over Bobby Czyz today would greatly add to Charlie Williams' credentials. As for Bobby Czyz, from his days as one of boxing's golden boys, Bobby Czyz's reputation has been badly tarnished recently. He has lost 3 out of his last 5 fights, and he states flatly, lose today and his career is over.
In our preliminary bout, a couple of heavyweights, Tommy Morrison, the great grandnephew of the legendary between Bobby Czyz and Prince Charles Williams. Their fight in 1987 was a brutal war. And I know you're not supposed to like the guy you find yourself in the ring with, but in talking to fighters before fights, it's tough to find 2 guys that talk about disliking each other more than these 2.
At that moment, when we left the locker room and entered into the ring, all I had on my mind was to beat Bobby Czyz, because it was a dream that I want to become a lightweight champ of the world. I didn't want to blow that opportunity.
Before the fight, I thought he was an accomplished boxer with a questionable chin. I wasn't really sure of his endurance with a lot of pressure on him, because I hadn't seen a real significant amount of pressure put on him, except by Marvin Johnson, who wasn't necessarily at his peak at the time. But I thought he was very, very quick with his hands, not a big puncher. I'd given him the credit he was due, actually overtrained for him.
Williams entered the ring a decided underdog against the champion Czyz, who is making the 4th defense of his IBF title. After an uneventful first round, swept by the champion on all 3 scorecards, Williams, the #1 contender at the time, was coming on strong in round 2 when the tide turned with dramatic suddenness.
In the second round, I was still looking for what I call timing shots. There were a few things that I'd seen him do in the tapes that I knew I could time a full load, a heavy shot. Not necessarily keeping the pressure on and pushing him back, but waiting on him, letting him come in, letting him make a mistake. Very, very close to the end of the round. I caught him with that shot I was looking for, a big right hand. He went down. He got up. He could barely make it to the corner. So I knew that, if the minute didn't give him full recuperation time, that I could get him in the next round.
All that's going through my mind, I have to get up and make it back to my corner. Once I get up, and I grabbed the top rope, and a corner man come out and grab me, sat me down on the stool, and shook my head and cleared me up a little bit, but I wasn't all the way cut. The third round, I come out, I tried to use my legs, but I was still hurt. And I tried to use the jab and everything, but Bobby just walked through my jab because I didn't have no power there, because I still stung a little bit. So he hit me, caught me, and down I went again. And I kept my hands up, and he kept punching me. He brought me to. I was out, but he brought me to by keep, cracking me upside my head.
He was in big trouble and just about out. He was falling all over the place, but still on his feet, and the referee stepped in as he went back into the ropes and gave him an 8 count. I thought the fight was over initially, but then he walked me to a neutral corner and started counting. Brought me back in. Still, in my mind, I figure I'm finishing him within a matter of seconds. It didn't work out that way.
Not only did it not work out that way, but it appeared that Czyz may have exhausted himself throwing so many punches. And towards the end of the round, it was Williams doing the fighting and appearing the stronger of the 2.
In the 4th round, I came out, I had my jab back together, and I kept nailing Bobby with uppercuts and left hooks, and I seen it was frustrating me. He was shaking his head, and then around about the 5th round, he hit me with a good right hand. Wasn't no power there. And I knew then it was just a matter of time. I just wear him down because I had planned in the fight, you know, to wear him down in the later round.
Toward the later rounds, when I was really starting to get shot, I now could not see anything coming from my right side, his left side. He works off his left hand. It was really causing me a great deal of trouble. And the doctors had come up in the ring and talked about possibly stopping the fight. You know, at one point he said, "Can you see?" I said, "Sure," with my left eye.
As round 9 wore on, it was becoming obvious that Czyz would have to stage a big rally to win.
When I hit round 9, I just knew I had to fight. I had to control the way I want to. I had set the tempo the way I want to. And I had him backing up, and I was hitting with whatever I want to hit him with. You know, it surprised me that he even came out for the 9th round, because when the doctor stepped in the ring in the 8th round, I thought he was ready to fight off, but to give him another round to come out and see could he finish me off.
After the 8th round, Tommy had wanted to stop it. He said, this guy's just too basic. We can't control it. We can't keep it open. You know, it doesn't make sense. And I would never allow him to stop the fight on me. The doctor wanted to do it, and I just begged him to give me another 2 rounds, and he said, "Give me 1." I knew after the 9th round, the possibility of him stopping was pretty good, because I asked for 2 and I got 1, kind of, and the 1 was over, and I hadn't gotten him out of there, and I hadn't even made real progress toward changing the flow of the fight. So I kind of knew things were probably going to be an end at that particular moment.
I agree with Bobby. It's over. It's already stopped.
When he weighed the fight off, there was a feeling that went through me that I just couldn't really express, you know, that I knew that I was the lightweight champ of the world, something that I worked so hard for all my life, and was my dream to become world champ. And that was the greatest moment in my life.
I got one thing in mind, and when that day's done, then my life can start again. But right now, my life as I used to know it is over, until Charles Williams and I do it one more time.
Well, Alex, rematches like this one oftentimes don't live up to the original. This one, though, has a chance, doesn't it?
The reason the original match is good because the styles of the fighters. These fighters have great styles for great fights. The reason rematches sometimes don't live up to expectations is because the fighters have had so much pain in the original fight, they're gun-shy. They just can't go out and lay it on the line again. I think this fight will be different. I think these fighters have too much at stake in this fight, and I just feel that Bobby Czyz is going to come out here and go up against those 4-1 underdog odds that he's got against him and give a very good account of himself. I think it should be a really good fight as long as it lasts.
Well, both fighters are in the ring. There's Bobby Czyz. Prince Charles Williams makes his way in. And Schlitz Malt Liquor Professional Boxing will return after this message and a word from our local station.
Good afternoon. Coming up tonight.
Welcome back to the Convention Center here in Atlantic City. We're moments away from the IBF World Light Heavyweight Championship between Prince Charles Williams and Bobby Czyz. Let's take a quick look at the numbers, if we could, between these two fighters. You can tell very quickly that Williams is the taller and the rangier, Czyz the shorter, more compact of the two fighters. And they are nose to nose in the middle of the ring. Here are the rules for today's fight. We'll fight on the 10-point must system. The 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. Neither is the standing 8 on a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Those are the IBF rules. Rudy Battle is our referee here this afternoon.
You come out here and shake hands.
And he's already chastising both Williams and Czyz for not shaking hands and touching gloves.
You heard Rudy Battle say, "I'm in control here." Whether that happens as soon as the bell rings, we'll wait and see.
I talked earlier about the feelings between these two for each other, and they don't waste any time in illustrating it. Czyz in the black trunks, Prince Charles Williams in the white.
And right away, right off the bat, they're going each other just the way they did in the first fight.
So much for the feeling out process.
Bobby Czyz was the touching of the gloves. And it looked like Charlie Williams was in a little bit of trouble there, as he was in the first fight.
Charles Williams dropped 2 times in the early rounds in their fight in '87. Bobby Czyz appears to be looking for more of the same here. Bobby Czyz flicking the left jab. Czyz flicking the left jab. Williams, a trio of jabs.
Watch your heads in there.
Last time you saw Bobby Czyz on ABC, he was losing a lopsided decision to Virgil Hill. But Virgil Hill moves much more, is much quicker than Charlie Williams.
Step out. No hitting on him.
That was
Difficult opponent for Bobby Czyz.
the Virgil Hill fight was Czyz's last fight, March 4th, up in Bismarck.
Virgil's much more, very low blow. Right.
A low left by Czyz. No visible reaction by Prince Charles Williams, who covers up for that from that flurry by Czyz.
Ooh, 3 good jabs and a 4th one by Charlie Williams.
Bobby Czyz with his gloves down didn't stop any of them.
No, but he then countered the 5th one. He countered with a good, solid right hand. And that's something he did not do in the first fight. If he can counter that jab of Williams and take it away from him, he'll go a long way to getting himself into this fight.
Prince Charles Williams, known more as a tactician, a good fighter, but not a devastating puncher. Bobby Czyz has thunderbolts in that right hand.
All right, break.
And the other thing we should say is Charlie Williams does not have a rock-hard chin. As you said, he was down twice in that first fight, but he did have the guts and determination and conditioning to come back up and win a late decision.
Cut him loose. Let him go. Step back.
A reminder before this first round ends, the referee does not score under the IBF rules. Our 3 judges are Phil Newman, Al DeVito, and John Stewart. And a good right by Bobby Czyz backs up Williams.
2 of those were counter rights, 2 of them were leads, and they all got home.
Oh, and a solid left from Bobby Czyz.
And a good inside right by Williams.
And look at Williams come right back. The left didn't appear to do any damage as Williams came right off the ropes with a flurry. Now it's Czyz up against the ropes. Williams throws him right back in. A lot of these punches are hitting gloves.
Let him go.
And Rudy Battle separates the 2 fighters.
And that right eye of Bobby Czyz is red. We should keep an eye on that because that, I think, was a decisive factor in the first fight.
The final seconds of the first round, and looks like a rematch from yesterday.
A legend has been created. Not just another battery, but a better battery for the future. Better in reserve power, with up to 2 hours and 25 minutes in reserve for those critical times like when you leave your lights on. Better in protection, with a warranty that lasts over 6 years into the future. Better in availability, since it's now at over 20,000 Napa outlets. Now with savings of $16, the legend from Napa, a better battery.
Round 2 underway, and a very good round in round 1 by Bobby Czyz, who came right out of this corner throwing. But now it's Charles Williams. 2 can play at this game. Trading jabs. None of them very heavy. Czyz fighting in front of a very pro-Czyz crowd here in his home state of New Jersey. A little off balance, and Williams took advantage of it.
The other thing we should mention, Dan, is that all 4 officials are from New Jersey, Bobby Czyz's home state, if this fight should go to a decision.
There is Tommy Parks, trainer for Bobby Czyz, longtime trainer, Alex.
Been with him a long time, and Bobby, whenever he wins, the first thing he mentions in the post-fight interview is he followed Tommy Parks' game plan.
Good inside work to the ribs by Charles Williams. Oh, and a good left by Czyz.
Keep him up.
Both fighters leaning on each other right now, and an uppercut by Williams got home.
They're both showing the effect of that first round. Again, the uppercut by Charlie Williams. Bobby Czyz again on the ropes.
Keep the punches up.
Williams, not a fighter who's made a career out of being on the ropes. You heard the warning from Rudy Battle about keep the punches up. Bobby Czyz, another low blow on Williams.
Yeah, Bobby Czyz is enough of a veteran at age 27. He threw that one with his left. He knew Rudy Battle was to his right, and he dug the left below the belt.
Are you implying it was intentional?
Was I implying? I'm trying to say it.
Czyz works his way off the ropes finally. Oh, and another low blow by Czyz.
Charlie tried to hit him low, and Bobby came right back and stayed one up on the low blow.
And it happens that many times. No accident. Even though Czyz is a shorter fighter, 5'9 3/4 to Williams, 6 foot. Oh, and another good uppercut by Charles Williams. That's the 4th or 5th time that one's gotten through.
Charlie Williams trying to control Czyz with his shoulders and his elbows, keep him on the ropes. We should point out that most of the times when fighters are on the ropes, they're very vulnerable. Charlie Williams has not been able to take advantage of Czyz laying most of that second round on the ropes. And now he ends the round on the ropes.
This fight scheduled for 12. This is the end of the second.
It's a question of taste. If you had your pick of 2 cereals, both high-vitamin cereals, would you pick the one with just one kind of flake? Or Kellogg's Just Right with 3 different kinds of flakes, plus hearty rolled oats, plump raisins, sweet juicy dates, and crisp crunchy nuts? You're not alone. 2 out of 3 people pick Just Right over the leading high-vitamin cereal. In a world of high nutrition, Just Right is an answer to the question of taste. Kellogg's Just Right with fruit and nuts or crunchy fiber nuggets.
From dawn's early light till the sun is set, Quaker State ain't gonna win to quit.
Quaker State exceeds every single car maker's U.S. requirements for maximum engine protection. That's why in Atlanta, Georgia, the engine in every fire truck, every police car, every Atlanta city-owned vehicle is a Quaker State engine.
Quaker State ain't gonna win to quit.
The big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
This is the 3rd round here from Atlantic City, the Schlitz Liquor Professional Boxing Series. Bobby Czyz, the challenger in the black trunks. Prince Charles Williams defending his title, wearing the white. This is 3rd title defense.
The first 2 were in France against real non-entities, and Charlie Williams looked good in one of them, looked so-so in the other one. It may just be that he needs the challenge of this kind of exposure, the motivation of this kind of opportunity against a high-profile opponent like Bobby Czyz.
This action reminiscent of what we've seen in the first 2 rounds. Really battle, by the way, went to both corners between rounds and cautioned them about low blows. Cautioned both fighters.
And just cautioned Bobby Czyz again. The Czyz corner had Enswell under both eyes in between rounds, as they did after the first round.
Doing a good left by Czyz, but a right by Williams, right over the top, scored.
Obviously, they have not maintained the pace that they started out with in that first round. Still good action, but that first round was a real war. Good left hook by Czyz, and Williams holds on.
All right, wait there. Let him move.
Bobby Czyz through 2 and then connected on the
Charlie
third.
Williams, I'm sorry, Dan. Charlie Williams is cut on the corner of the right eye, I think, by that left hook. Very few punches, very few cuts are caused by punches. I think that may have been one. Mostly caused by busts, but I think that left hook got home and busted up Charlie Williams.
You can see some blood trickling down the cheek of Williams, his right cheek.
All right, break time. Nice and clean. That's it.
Of course, the fighters are fighting so close with their heads on each other and on each other's shoulders. Williams now working behind that flicking jab.
And interestingly, Bobby Czyz is giving ground. He's backing off.
Let him up. Let him up.
You know, generally when you cut your man, it gives you that surge of adrenaline. You jump on him.
Bobby Czyz, having back problems, submitted to 5 weeks worth of acupuncture after the Virgil Hill fight. Told us on Friday that his mind and his body haven't been in sync like this for the last 18 months. But you would have expected him, as you said, Alex, to pursue a fighter in Charles Williams who looked to be slightly hurt.
Give him up.
Another semi-low blow.
Remember in the Hill fight, chopping right hand by Williams. Remember in the Hill fight, Virgil Hill was knocked down by Bobby Czyz in the 3rd round, and Bobby didn't really go after him.
Czyz and Williams. We'll be back.
Sharp. When I say sharp, I mean
Business.
I mean
Technology on the cutting edge.
sharp.
Color technology, color scanners, printers, and copiers for high-impact presentation.
Sharp.
Laser fax technology, laser quick, laser clear.
I mean
Microtechnology, the wizard, the electronic organizer. Information at your command.
I mean
Technology on the cutting edge.
when I say sharp, I mean business.
Most car accidents happen in a showroom. People buy the wrong car. They want a car as quick as a Saab, as roomy as a Saab, as safe as a Saab, as reasonably priced as a Saab. But they don't test drive a Saab. Don't buy the wrong car. Visit your Saab dealer for a test drive. It's fun, it's free, and there's no risk involved.
This is the fourth round. From Atlantic City, Dan Deerdorf with Alex Wallow. The rematch between Prince Charles Williams and Bobby Czyz. Williams winning the title from Czyz in October of '87.
Watch your head. Keep it clean. Now watch it. All right, break your arm. Watch your head, both of them. Watch your head.
Among the luminaries in attendance here today, that's the mother of Bobby Czyz.
Let him loose. Let him go.
And Alex, you and I have talked before how difficult that must be. Ooh, good combination by Williams. Oh, and a left by Czyz. And another right.
The reason these two guys make great fights is because they always want to finish the action. You hit me, and I'm going to hit you back. I'm not going to try to collect myself. I'm going to come firing back. The exchanges just keep going.
This is a little bit different. These two fighting with a little separation between them. They spent the first couple of rounds just leaning on one another and infighting.
All right, break. Let him loose. Let him go. Nice and clean. Step back.
And again, good powder punching by Czyz. And
Watch your head. All right, break. Stop punching. Let him go. Step
no
back.
one eager to give ground here.
Watch your head.
That's a good right hand to the body by Bobby Czyz.
Williams with the uppercut. Czyz comes back, and so does Williams.
All right, break Ryan. Turn him loose. Let him go.
If Bobby Czyz has accomplished anything, he has changed the kind of fight that Charlie Williams fought the first time. Charlie has not been able to dominate with the jab. He hasn't been able to land as many uppercuts. Bobby is in this fight because...
Oh, and a combination by Williams. I think more of Czyz flying back into the ropes was being off balance.
Just don't think Bobby could stay on the ropes and win. But the point I was trying to make, those right-hand counters in that first round, I think took that jab away from Charlie a little bit and allowed Bobby to be in the fight as he is right now.
Here I am. Turn him loose. Let him go.
Rather than spinning off the ropes, Czyz chose to fight off.
All right, break Ryan. Turn him loose. Let him go. Step back.
Was successful.
Charlie Williams complaining about the head to Rudy Battle and held his eye, trying to protect his eye.
Come on, let's keep it clean. Nice and clean. Turn him loose.
Nice and clean from Rudy Battle, but I can tell you Bobby Czyz is going to do everything he can to win this
Keep
fight.
it clean, fellas.
Coming to the end of the fourth round here in Atlantic City.
Keep him up. Keep him up, Bobby. All right, corner.
Blazing a trail through Logan Pass, Montana, and the great taste of old Milwaukee beer.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place in old Milwaukee beer.
It just doesn't get any better than this.
Die Hard, America's most trusted replacement battery. The one over 65 million have stepped up to. Now Sears introduces the most powerful Die Hard battery ever. New Die Hard, more power when you need it most.
I think at a certain point you get a little crazy about your car. I mean, I actually like waxing it all the time. I kind of think it makes it run better. Of course, you wonder about these new car finishes. Well, it's sure lucky Armor All Car Wax came along. A car wax that won't hurt the paint.
Armor All Car Wax. We made it safe for any kind of car paint.
because we're crazy about cars, too.
Maybe I'll hit that fender one more time.
We're started in the 5th round. And Alex, a very difficult fight to score.
Yeah, that last round I thought was real tough to score. When in doubt, score it even, which we hate to do. But...
And again, we'd be remiss if we didn't, again, remind you that the 3 scoring judges here today are all from the state of New Jersey. And that, of course, Bobby Czyz's home state from Wanacue, New Jersey.
At the end of the last round, round 4, we saw Charlie Williams complain about a butt. But when Bobby Czyz got back to his corners, you could see his left eye, the lid of his left eye had really swollen up, and he told his trainer, Tommy Parks, he got butted. And he complained to the referee about it.
Complaining about the left eye swelling. Keep in mind, it was the right eye of Czyz that really blew up and forced the stoppage of his last title fight with Williams.
All right, Frank, here I am. Turn loose. Step back.
Good work inside, a good left.
But that time he scored the punch and he held on. Bobby Czyz looking tired right now. See if Charlie Williams has the conditioning and the stamina left to take advantage of it.
Turn him loose. Turn him loose.
He did in that first fight.
Let him go.
Williams being very effective, muscling Czyz back against the rope.
Great, turn him loose. Let him go. Step back, Bob. Step back.
But with his big height and reach advantage, Charlie Williams will be much better using the jab to keep his distance. When he fought Bobby the first time, he had Bobby in perfect range for his punches and out of range for Bobby's punches to land coming back. I think Charlie's fighting much too much of this fight inside.
Turn him loose. Let him go. Step back.
Could that be out of respect for Czyz's big right? Keep Czyz from loading up?
Tough to say, but I think it's entirely possible.
Watch your head, Bobby.
That left by Czyz hit nothing but clubs.
There's the double jab. Again, the double jab. That was the punch that the combination of punches that Charlie Williams had used to such great advantage in the first fight.
Now it's Czyz with the double and then triple jab, followed up with a right to the body.
All right, break. No hitting. All right, break. Keep it clean in there. When I say break, step back.
This is a recorded announcement from Rudy Battle. Keep it clean.
All right, break. Nice and clean. Now step back. Watch your head.
Rudy Battle having to spend a great deal of time separating these 2 fighters.
Charlie Williams now cut in the mouth.
Step out.
The cut in the right eye has not been a factor.
Williams working inside, trying to land the uppercut. A right got through. The bell will sound here and ending round number 5.
There are a number of ways to get a safer ride, like always fasten your seat belt.
Seat belt?
And never ride on worn shocks and struts. They can allow your tires to lose contact with the road, resulting in a loss of control and braking. Get a new set of Monroe Gasmatic shocks and struts. They help your vehicle hold the road.
Hey, I feel safer already.
So do I. For a smoother, safer ride, America rides Monroe.
Hoffman, you started as a junior in the mailroom, and now we're making you a senior partner.
No problem.
That means giving up that piddly teenage sports car,
No problem.
disposing of that adolescent village loft,
No problem.
and absolutely, positively no more of those childish frosted flakes.
Give up life in the fast lane, but don't give up those crunchy sweet Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. The last great taste of youth.
Round 6 just gets started. Prince Charles Williams told us, and these guys right at it. This more reminiscent of the first round. And Prince Charles Williams taking the offensive.
All right, break your arm. You hold it. Nice and clean. Let him go. Step back, Bob. Hold up.
And that a low blow by Charles Williams, although it was all the way around behind Czyz. Good combination. Williams landing the left.
Charlie Williams is winning the round, but he's fighting Bobby Czyz's fight on the inside. Williams does have the superior uppercut. You saw it right there. But you have to think that Charlie Williams does better at distance.
Oh, and a good left. Czyz walked into the jab.
Break time.
Williams told us that he wasn't going to get hit by that big right hand of Czyz. You saw Czyz load up and try to score with it there. Maybe this is his answer, Alex. Stay in tight. Stay close. We'd like to alert our ABC stations that at the end of this round, we're going to be taking a station break.
You may be exactly right, Dan. You remind me of the first Leonard-Duran fight. When Leonard got hurt by a Duran right up in Montreal in the early round. And after, good right hand there by Czyz. And after that, Sugar Ray fought on the inside the whole rest of the fight. And everybody said, oh, he's trying to prove he's a tough guy because of the press, thinking he's a pretty boy. I think he fought on the inside because he didn't want to get hit with another right. And right now, Bobby Czyz has used that right hand and taken advantage of the momentum it created for him.
Czyz scored with a good left about 30 seconds ago, came back with a nice right to the body. Again, you see Charles Williams attempting to use that uppercut inside.
Turn him loose. Let him go. Step back.
Minute left here in the 6th round. Oh, and another low blow by Czyz.
Oh, and a good left hook by Charlie Williams.
And the left eye of Czyz is beginning to swell noticeably.
It was the right eye that was the turning point in the first fight.
Turn him loose. Let him go.
I think the reason the right eye is held up so well is Charlie Williams isn't throwing many jabs.
Here I am. Let him go.
Bobby Czyz's corner is going to have to pay close attention to that left eye. Oh, and a good combination by Williams, and he has put Czyz on the rope.
Czyz fighting smartly, tied him up and survived the round.
Blitzball Liquor Professional Boxing will return after this match from our ABC station.
Matchmaker, we just moved in. So much to do. Where to begin? Matchmaker, look in the book. And they see a perfect match.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages gives you the most ads and the most choices. No wonder it's the most used book around.
The neighbors are foxes. Could be a perfect match.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it.
This is Divorce Court, presided over by Judge William Keene.
I broke a heart, gentle and true.
I just broke down and cried.
Well, I broke a heart over someone like you.
He has been two-timing both of us.
You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good.
Weekdays at 5 on Channel 23.
In between rounds, a look at Bobby Czyz getting the double end swell on both his right and his left eyes, applying it to the corner. The left eye is certainly in need of more attention. The right eye may be more precautionary. Prince Charles Williams in a white trunks defending his IBF Light Heavyweight crown.
Finally trying to stick and move a little bit. Another low left by Bobby.
Yeah, Czyz making a bad habit out of hitting low.
Break. Keep him up, both of them. Keep him up in there.
Bobby said you're going to try to open the 7th round by dancing. I'm going to try to take your legs away from you with body punches.
These two fighters in the last round came out just like in the first round, met in the center of the ring and just exchanged blows for 3 minutes. The 6th round ended up, though, with Prince Charles Williams commanding the last 30 seconds, putting Czyz on the rope.
Keep warning you, Bobby.
Again, Rudy Battle, I'm not going to keep warning you, Bobby. I think in order to get Bobby's attention, he's going to have to penalize him a point.
Well, we'll see how long Rudy Battle keeps warning Bobby Czyz. And again, Czyz back on the rope.
Williams double well, right to the body, left to the head, tried it again.
Williams with 2 blows to the body, the hands came down, and then he scored with the left.
But the last round, the 6th, was the most decisive round of the fight in favor of Charles Williams. Dominated the first minute and totally dominated the last 40 seconds.
Prince Charles Williams bleeding from the mouth, and for those of you that might just be joining us, we are at the Convention Center in Atlantic City. This is the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship fight between Prince Charles Williams in the white trunks and Bobby Czyz wearing the black. I'm Dan Dierdorf along with Alex Wallow, and we are in the 7th round, and to this point, if this fight ended right now, I would have no idea who would win it.
Well, I think Williams is, let me see, 1 point ahead, 2 points ahead.
On your
4-2 halfway through the fight on my scorecard. Yeah, you're right. I had no idea either. Our scorecards are the most meaningless documents in this building right now.
Only 3 counts. And again, a reminder that all 3 of those judges are from New Jersey, as is Rudy Battle, the referee, who's been warning Bobby Czyz for 7 rounds about hitting low.
Left uppercut by Czyz, and then the right uppercut.
A wild right by Czyz. Williams sucks it. And another low blow, and Williams looks at Rudy Battle to say how long are you going to let this go on.
And that time, Rudy didn't even warn him.
Round 7 comes to an end.
All right, break.
Hit the road, Jack, and if you don't like them, we'll buy them back.
Road Handler Treadlocks. Test them for 1,000 miles. If you don't agree they're the toughest tires you've owned, Sears will buy them back.
Hit the road, Jack.
Road Handler Treadlocks at Sears. Tough tires you can trust.
What you say?
I used pressure-treated lumber and still have expensive water damage. Why?
Even treated wood needs Thompson's Water Seal. It penetrates to protect wood, brick, and concrete from water damage. Thompson's the first name in lasting protection.
My athlete's foot kept flaring up. Put it out, it just flare up again. Then my doctor told me about Tenactin. It cures recovering athlete's foot. Use it regularly. It'll keep the fire from coming back.
Tenactin puts the fire out for good.
Land sailing on the dry lakes of Black Rock, Nevada, and the great taste of old Milwaukee beer.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place in old Milwaukee beer.
It doesn't get any better than this. Again, the cold end swell applied to Bobby Czyz in between corners. You can see his left eye beginning to close. And good work inside by Prince Charles Williams, who's been making a habit out of putting Bobby Czyz on the rope.
Just like our championship fight yesterday, Dan, I think this comes down to a matter of stamina. Who can maintain the pace? Who can take the punishment? Who has the chin?
Get off his head.
Holding and hitting there by Charlie Williams. Czyz to the body, and Williams to the head.
Break.
Charles Williams fighting with a little separation.
Smiley Hayward in the corner of the champion, Prince Charles Williams. Smiley said to Charles in between rounds, give it to me. I won't ask you for it anymore after this. He said, give it to me now.
Saw Czyz try to land the big artillery, the right. The longer this fight goes, the more you think Czyz is going to need some thunder from that right hand.
I'm really amazed, Dan, at this stage of this fight that Charlie Williams has thrown really just a handful of jabs. It was such an effective punch for him in the first fight.
You're holding. Stop punching. That's it. Step back.
Now, it may be that Bobby is slipping the jab better in this fight. He ate all of them, and because a big part of the reason was because his right eye was closed. He couldn't see him coming. So maybe we should give Bobby more credit we have.
Good work inside by both fighters. Although most of them are arm punches. Not a lot of sting on any of them.
Charlie Williams, I have winning this fight. He can win this fight, but he's winning it fighting Bobby Czyz's fight.
Keep it clean. I want a clean contact.
Oh, good combination by Czyz.
He just seems determined to beat Bobby with his own game with power punches. And Charlie Williams really isn't a power fighter.
Let him go.
When Williams told us that, we asked him, did he learn? Oh, and that's a good right. And Bobby Czyz is down.
Struggled. You just saw the hard determination of Bobby Czyz trying to avoid going down. But he is really out on his feet.
Bobby Czyz is hurt, and I'm not sure Rudy Battle's going to let this go.
He hurt.
Oh, that's a long count. Czyz got the long count, and Bobby Czyz is in trouble and down for the second time.
He's up, and he will be saved by the bell here. They'll give the 8 count, the bell will ring.
That's the end of the 8th round. We're going to stay here. Don't go away.
Grab a hold. Doing fine. I'm sorry. Just throw one and two. That's all. Give him a little water. Breathe deep now. Breathe deep, folks. Hey, just throw to 1-2. Throw to 1-2 for me, Bob.
You see Dr. Frank Doggett there checking Bobby Czyz's eyes.
Go to 1-2.
I don't think there's any question.
All right. Hey, Bobby.
It would have been over in another 30 seconds.
I want you to knock him out, though. You got look at both sides all right.
Watch for a Charlie Williams right hand.
Bobby, give him this one
boom,
round.
boom.
So give us one round. Throw 1-2.
1-2,
Right?
Czyz. And then a right hand trying to follow a little bit of push. Bobby Czyz fighting to stay up. Scrambling, just could not do it.
The second right hand, though, Alex, was not a factor. It was that first right that sent Czyz down. And the bell sounds, and here's the 9th round. And how much can Bobby Czyz recover in 60 seconds?
Keep pushing, Bob.
He's not clutching and grabbing. He's going to punch with Williams.
Uppercut was a punishing blow from Charlie Williams. Everything's landing now.
Punch back.
And Bobby Czyz certainly showing a great deal of courage and desire.
And that really has been the hallmark of his career, if this is his last fight. He's been a kid who's always been limited physically. Gives away height and reach to everybody he fights. Some people think he's just a blown-up middleweight. But he has a championship heart. He really, really does.
Hands up. Hands up. Watch your head.
Bobby Czyz looking like he's gathered himself a little bit in his eyes, but he's still hurt.
Get up.
Pushing Williams back into the rope, but not a meaningful blow landed yet this round by Czyz. Oh, and there's a pretty good combination.
Or really by Williams. There you see Czyz come back. And Williams' legs go a little bit straight there.
And now Bobby Czyz puts Williams on the rope.
Let him go. Hands up. Hands up, Bob.
Halfway through the round, Bobby Czyz is not only surviving, but right back in it.
It's these kind of, the key is, can he sustain it, Dan? He had these kind of flurries in the first fight. He just couldn't sustain them.
All right, Frank, let him go. Let him go. Step back. Let him go, Bob. Step back.
Well, at the end of the 8th round, he couldn't have sustained standing up. Much less sustain a steady barrage of punches.
Charlie Williams spent the first 2 minutes of this round and did not get the job done. He had his man hurt and could not finish him.
All right, Frank, here I am.
Williams again bleeding over the right eye, but it's not a factor. The left eye of Czyz swelling more and more. Oh, and a good right from Bobby Czyz.
Let him go. Let him go.
I think what may be more of a factor for Charles Williams is the cut in his mouth. He has to have swallowed a lot of blood.
Charles Williams looking to load up, and a good right.
And Bobby Williams hurt a little bit again, and he holds on. He was hurt by that punch he called, Dan. And the left eye is almost closed.
Inside 20 seconds here in the 9th round, and remarkably, somehow Bobby Czyz has pulled it back together. Prince Charles Williams in control of this fight, but Bobby Czyz showing a great deal of heart.
It took 2,000 years, but a revolutionary discovery is changing the way men think about coloring their gray hair. It's called Just for Men, from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men, and in 5 minutes, shampoo out. Your gray is blended away, leaving your natural-looking color. 5 minutes. Here, look at me. Just for Men leaves your hair looking healthy and fuller, and it won't fade or wash out. Just for Men, in the men's hair care section.
You've just discovered your car has a clear coat finish, which your ordinary wax just ruined. New Simonized non-abrasive wax won't scratch today's clear coat finishes, and that'll save you a lot of grief.
If you don't like the looks of your car, shoot it with Son of a Gun from STP. Shoot the dash, seats, tires, and roof. Son of a Gun protector. Man, what a difference.
The bell sounds, and this is the 10th round. On our scorecards here at ringside, Charles Williams in control. I've got him winning the last 3 rounds, and of course the 8th round convincingly. Oh, a good combination right-left. Staggers Czyz. And the left eye of Bobby Czyz closing more and more. It's almost shut.
And of course that means he can't see the right hand.
You and I were wondering, Alex, if Bobby Czyz was even going to come out of his corner for the 10th round. It was looking that bad. Czyz is going to have to keep that left up.
Right, run him loose. Let him go. Let him go. Step back, Bob. Step back.
Can Prince Charles Williams finish off a damaged Bobby Czyz?
All right, break. Run him loose. Step back.
This fight's scheduled for 12. We're in the 10th. And it looks like Williams is doing a little head hunting now. Trying to load up on the big right.
Run him loose. Watch your head.
Oh, Bobby Czyz almost knocked out Rudy Battle there on the break. You know, there's 2 levels to this fight right now. One is Czyz is surviving, and you know he may be able to do that just on heart and guts alone, and Charlie Williams punching himself out. The other is winning the fight.
Just because we have Williams ahead on our scorecard.
There, Charlie Williams fell into a left hand and forced the clinch.
Let him go. Step back.
Wasn't enough to really hurt him, but it really got his attention.
All right, hold on. Let go. Step back. Keep it clean. Step back, Bobby. Step back.
Bobby Czyz at this point fighting on determination, almost losing his balance there. Now just pushes Williams back into the rope.
Let him go. Step back.
You'd think this would be the time, Alex, that Williams would throw more combinations. Really take the attack to Williams, and he's not doing it. I mean, taking the attack to Czyz, rather. There's the jab you were looking for, but Czyz blocking it. Oh, and another good uppercut by Williams. He's been landing that punch the entire fight.
It just seems to me, Dan, that it's possible that Charlie Williams wants so desperately to be impressive here that he's going away from what he does best. He's just trying to score a knockout, and he's not using the boxing skills that he has. Still ahead on our cards, convincingly ahead. On my card, Bobby Czyz needs a knockout to win.
Let him up. Step back.
Inside the final 10 seconds of the 10th round. Bobby Czyz hanging on.
Beale Street and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys.
While we were away, referee Rudy Battle stops the fight. Bobby Czyz's corner, Tommy Parks, his trainer, saying that's it.
It was actually Bobby Czyz said that's it. Tommy Parks was trying to talk Bobby into going one more round, and Bobby Czyz. The referee came in. If we can play that sequence for you, there is Charlie Williams is congratulated by his manager, Jerry Stapleton.
You'll hear, we recorded it in between rounds, you'll hear Czyz and Parks talking about, this is the end of it.
You're going to beat it. You're going to knock him out this round. Bobby, just throw it. You ain't got my eye. Please don't. Throw a jab right hand. Look, I do anything you want, Bobby. I can't see anything. Well, don't, Bobby. That's it, ref. Bobby.
Okay, in here?
That's it, ref.
All right.
Ah, Jesus, not it. Oh, God.
What did you say, Bobby?
No, you got the side. You got the side here.
Huh? What did you say? You say that's it? Okay.
You heard Tommy Parks say, wave Tommy bye-bye. Wave Bobby bye-bye. And Rudy Battle, on the advice of Czyz's corner, stops the fight. And Prince Charles Williams retains his IBF Light Heavyweight title. And Rudy Battle, on the advice of Czyz's corner, stops the fight. And Prince Charles Williams retains his IBF Light Heavyweight title. replay of their fight in October of '87, only it was the right eye of Czyz that swelled so badly it stopped it. Let's go through the decision.
At the end of the 10th round, the winner by technical knockout and still IBF Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Prince Charles Williams.
So Prince Charles Williams, in his third title defense, stops Bobby Czyz for the second time. And a disappointing loss for Bobby Czyz, who told us that he would retire if he lost this fight. We'll see if that holds true. The victorious Prince Charles Williams. We'll be back for an interview in Atlantic City when we return. Not to come out of his corner, a mutual decision between both him and his trainer, Tommy Parks. So in almost a replay, the rematch turns out to be very much like their October 1987 bout in which Prince Charles Williams took the IBF 175-pound title away from Bobby Czyz. So a couple of dramatic bouts here in successive days in Atlantic City. And standing by to interview the winner right now is Alex Wallow.
Charlie, congratulations. Was it as tough as the first fight?
No, he fought a lot harder than he did the first fight. You know this was last ride. When he come out, he fought his heart out. I got to give Bobby all the credit in the world. He come to take my title from me.
Charlie, it looked like in the first round he hit you with some right-hand counters that took your jab away from you. You didn't use the jab nearly as much as you did in the first fight.
Well, I'm not making no excuse about my left jab, but for the last 6-7 weeks in the gym, I've been having tendonitis in my left hand. But I wasn't going to pull out this fight because I know this was the fight to make me. So I come in this fight not 100%.
Was there any time in the fight when he had you hurt?
Oh, no. I knew, like, the first fight, I underestimated Bobby. I didn't think he had the power that he had. This fight, I was ready for him. I could hit his right hand all night long. Everything he hit me with right hand didn't hurt me at all.
Charlie, you came into this fight wanting to make a name for yourself, wanting to back up your claim that you're the best 175-pounder in the world. Where do you go from here? What do you do to turn yourself into the kind of man who can take over this division?
Well, I think I proved today that I am the best light heavyweight in the division. Bobby boy Virgil here went 12 rounds with Virgil. Virgil didn't beat him like I beat him. And this fight right here should prove to the world that I am the #1 light heavyweight in the division.
Is Virgil Hill the fighter you want most?
Virgil, the one I want. Bring Virgil on. I want to unify the title. Forget about Jeff Hardy. He out of the picture. I want Virgil Hill.
Congratulations, Charlie.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Well, saying you want Virgil Hill and getting Virgil Hill might be easier said than done. We'll return here to Atlantic City in a moment. Stay with us. Schlitz Professional Malt Liquor Boxing will return in a second.
Let me go up in the ring.
We are back in Atlantic City, and Alex Wallow is up in the ring now with Bobby Czyz.
Bobby, you couldn't see out of your right eye in the first fight. You couldn't see out of your left eye in this one. It's just too tough to fight somebody like Charlie Williams with only one eye.
I have to tip my hat to him. He fought a much, much better inside game than I thought he could. He leaned in on me. I let him get his head under my guard. He used the uppercut less effectively than the first time, but still used it well. I hurt him with some right hands early, and some body shots slowed him down. But as the eye swelled up, you know, they kept the pressure on in the corner. But again, very hard to fight a guy of that caliber with such a big disadvantage. And as toward the end, when you get caught looking, it's much more difficult. And he caught me a few times. Very, very disappointing to not see it and then just be hit with it.
Bobby, you said before the fight, if you lost this fight, you would retire. Are you going to hold to that?
It appears that way. Boxing has been very good to me. I've tried to represent it myself, my trainer Tommy Parks, and all my friends and fans and family as well as I could. For their unconditional love and support, I say God bless you all. I love you, but maybe I'll try and get Deerdorf's job now.
You want to fight him now? Thanks, Bobby. Whatever you do, congratulations and good luck to you. Back to Dan Deerdorf at ringside.
Well, I better be on my toes. Our next fight on Schlitz Malt Liquor, by the way, will be here in Atlantic City. We're going to have